and welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is a B-movie review and I'll be having a look at Sushi Girl. So Sushi Girl is a kind of Tarantino style crime thriller but with kind of B-movie actors. So the title Sushi Girl basically refers to a kind of a strange kind of twist on your kind of your normal restaurant going situations where you have basically a naked woman and you kind of eat sushi of her. It's kind of like this very kind of trendy thing to do in sort of Japanese bars apparently. Anyway, so the focus of the story here basically is reunion of a group of criminals ultimately that have pulled a diamond heist 6 or so years ago, in which one of them got caught and sort of he's now just getting out of prison. And basically it's a kind of reunion of these sort of 5 guys as they basically try and kind of find out what happened to these diamonds that they stole that have sort of since gone missing. And all of this while they're kind of having dinner off this sort of sushi table with a sort of girl sort of in the middle of, you know, naked with sort of sushi on her and whatnot. With the ultimate sort of premise being that ultimately sort of guys are kind of going to, you know, turn on each other and don't sort of trust each other to try and find out kind of what happened to the diamonds. We do get a few scenes in a kind of flashback situation to sort of show you what sort of led up to this sort of, you know, this moment in time. So what's the film like? This is a particularly violent film, I have to say. I mean, there's not loads of violence in it per se, but when there is violence, it is quite brutal. So if you're not a fan of your kind of torture porn sort of films, then you may want to give this one a miss. Now, I mentioned in the beginning, this is a kind of Tarantino-esque style film, and it's obviously meant to be going for that kind of feel and that kind of style that Tarantino sort of popularised. But I don't think it quite hits the same marks as that. I don't think the dialogue is quite as good. Now, as I mentioned with the cast, you've got a lot of sort of B-movie names that you're going to recognise here. Tony Todd kind of being like the main sort of crime boss, if you like, in a particularly sort of sinister performance. Also worthy of note is Mark Hamill, who plays this kind of... He actually reminds me very much of the Joker from the Batman animated series. But he's kind of this kind of camp sort of psychopath. I have to say though, I thought Mark Hamill was a little bit over the top and kind of maybe overacted a little bit too much, I have to say. Now, when you first see this film, it's like one of those films where you think this is bound to have some kind of twist in it, and you're not going to quite sure what the twist is going to be, but you're kind of waiting to sort of, you know, for that penny to drop ultimately, and sure enough it does. And it does make sense, so I will give it that. It's a pretty decent film. It's well made. I don't think it's going to sort of be particularly remembered in any sort of period of time, because I say, although it tries to sort of ape that Tarantino style, it doesn't quite have the sort of panache to do it. It's nice to sort of see all these kind of like lesser known or kind of B-movie actors all in sort of one film. There's some great cameos in the sort of the flashback sequences, especially where you're going to sort of recognise a good few faces in there. And it's, as I say, it's a pretty violent flick. So if you kind of like your violent gangster things, you're gonna get a kick out of it. I'm gonna give this one a 7 out of 10. Pretty decent, but forgettable at the end of the day. Let me know what you thought of it. Leave me a comment, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.